that are especially planned for you today. So I hope you are excited about what is about to happen. We are here today and we have some parents and some mothers in the room. So I want you to celebrate them. But we have all parents just stand, all the mothers and all the parents just stand. Come on, let's sing along. Make some noise. Let's get auntie. Make some noise. Okay, we're going to start our chapter off with a prayer from Miss Johanna. Would you help them next to us?
Praise the Lord, Cornerstone. My name is Johanna Jackson, and I will be praying for you all. Everyone bow your heads and close your eyes. Dear Lord, I thank you for today. I thank you for this community and this opportunity to learn more about you. Let you have your way. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Let's hear it for Miss Johanna. And coming with our scripture is Miss Rhonda. I'm sorry. Let's look over to the same. Come on, Miss Rhonda, with our scripture. Miss Neighbor. Come on,
For you created in my most being, you made me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your words are wonderful and I know therefore. The scripture means to me that you should forever be grateful for your money and that you will hold up this meal.
Amen. So tell them to say, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Tell someone else that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. All right, clap your hands if you're glad about that. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and work this on you. And I don't know what to say, but we want to see how we do it. To give the Lord, I lift my hands. To give the praise. Yeah. kids, but no one or nothing else is more worthy than our praise from the Lord. Amen? Amen. So we're going to move on this. All right, I'm going to keep it moving. We have a special presentation for you today. We have a few mothers who are going to come and share. And I want you to celebrate them as I say their names. And if it's your teacher or if it's somebody you love, I need you to make all the noise in the world when I say their name. So our first mother who's going to come up is Miss Lee. The next mother who's going to share with us is Miss who's coming to share with us is Miss Tranise. And so we are going to hear from these three amazing mothers and amazing teachers. And I want you to give them your undivided attention. And our first speaker lady, Miss Lee. Let's say it one more time.
Praise the Lord, Cornerstone. Okay, so guys, I have notes because I had a lot of New Year's to sift through, okay? So work with me. So when we're asked to talk about a mother's love, I was thinking about it and I realized actually that my mother showed love from her influence. The way she handled herself, her walk, the way she acted in front of me, and she was just very influential in my life. So I had looked for a couple of scriptures, and one is Proverbs 22:6, and this is the NIV, and it says, start children off the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. You know that. But another one that's really kind of my favorite, and it's from Deuteronomy, and it's Deuteronomy 6 and 7, it says, these commandments that I give you today are to be on your heart. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you lie down and when you get up. So it's on parents to teach the things of God to their children all the time. When you're resting, when you're moving, when you're on the bus, everywhere. So I'm an old child. So no, I'm not spoiled. Everyone asks me that question. Well, you still know. However, I didn't get a lot of things that I wanted because it was just me. So I didn't have. So the mere reason that the ability that I have to share is like a miracle because I'm okay like that. My mom was a single mom, and she took raising her daughter very, very seriously. She was super overprotective. There are no words. So when I was about 8 years old, my mom got saved from me. And from that day to this, my mom has never come out of her mouth crazy. She always walked like a woman of God from that day to this. And I say to this because my mom is still with me today. I told her she found out I was just straight up deacon. So I'm not telling. My mom kept me in church all the time. Now my mom was a nurse. So, and she was a hospital nurse, so she was a floor nurse, they call them. So at that time, she worked shifts. So she wasn't always available on Sundays to go to church, but she made sure I was in church. I was in Sunday school. Back in the day, we had morning service and evening service, and I was there. I was there. So some of you know about that. On her weekends off, now this is the one. On her weekends off, we were always visiting the sick. My mom was a nurse, so that was her part. We were always visiting the sick. I was little visiting the sick. My mom would say, okay, Dad, I want you to open us with a song. I'm little. I'm doing missionary work when I was little. So I thought about it some years ago now. So I'm a deaconess at my church. And when they asked me to be a deaconess, I realized that training I had when I was little prepared me for who I am today. So that was one of the wonderful things. So that's training up a child, and that's exactly. When I was about 14, my mom went to Jefferson Hospital, and she applied for a job in the children's clinic. So she got the job. I remember to this day. She said, "Oh my God, you go to church every Sunday," because she was free. She was free. So that was another way my mother just showed me and just impressed things upon me. Needless to say, my greatest influence that she made on my life was to love the Lord and to serve the Lord. And I realize now that training and that influences my own kids. One of my sons, you all know, he works in the church. He's in the live stream ministry. Live stream ministry, a lot of Wednesdays and every Sunday, he's doing live stream. My oldest son is a deacon in the church. And he's also in video ministry. My mom was the youngest of 9 kids. The youngest of 9. So back in that day, a lot of girls didn't accomplish that much. But when she graduated high school, she went to nursing school, so thus become a professional. So she was the only one in her family in a profession, in that profession. So of course, when I graduated high school, she wanted me to go into my dream job. I've always wanted to be a teacher. Oh, I know a lot of times we go to college and we don't always want to be a teacher. So my mom, she encouraged it. However, when she worked in children's clinics, she always saw the social workers working with kids, and she knew I liked kids and liked to help. So she tried to encourage me to be a social worker, but that was not working for me. I was not going to visit people's houses. I just wasn't doing it. But I gave it a shot. So I'm going to read this last part that I have. It says, my mom didn't always let me have my way because she trusted God for direction. In other words, she was influenced by God to care for me. I'm convinced that a mother following the leading of the Lord is the best kind of love they can ever give. Thank you.
Can you sing something? All right, let's take a break one more time. Now is our beautiful Miss Pam. Praise the Lord, Cornerstone. Praise the Lord. So, I am a mom of 4 adult children and a grandma of 1. And I would have to say that with motherhood does not end at the age of 18, does not end at the return of legal age. Motherhood is an ongoing journey. And where we are right now in our relationship as mom and as my children, it has shifted because our conversations have now changed. But I thank God that we can have those conversations. I think that not everyone, you're blessed when, even when the conversations are hard, that they still come to you for prayer. They come, just to get advice. And I just thank God that we just have that kind of relationship to be able to do that at this stage of the game. And then when I think about even how my mom, we lost her about 2 years ago now, but my mom was also a nurse. She also served at a church. She was a woman of faith, woman of God. What she had influenced or instilled in me was the gift of giving, the gift of sharing. When God blesses you with things, a lot of times it's not just for ourselves, it's for others. And she definitely demonstrated that
in front of myself. And because of her and how she walked her walk with the Lord, influenced me to do the same, and has also impacted my children as well. I also find that with Mom, she had a gift of opening up our home to others, to other children. Whatever their situation was, we had one situation where a young man, we knew the family very well, but he was in a bad situation and he got hurt. And his family wasn't in a position to take care of him. Mom brought him home, and she nurtured him for about a month. She took care of him, made sure all his needs were met, and he recovered. So those kind of things that Mom demonstrated in front of me and influenced me now to do the same thing. So I find that the role of Mom is really not just one who gives birth, right? The role of a mom is more than that. So what I like to do is I like to read you a poem that I wrote a few years back, and it's called A Heart of a Mom. Okay. The heart of a mom is a heart that overflows with love and care, a heart that desires to hug and embrace every child that has a need, a heart that not only knows that it takes a village to raise a child, but who has a heart to participate in it, a heart that finds a way to calm anxieties and to dissipate fear, a heart that is willing to laugh at the silliest jokes, a heart to remember to bring a bag of treats just because, a heart to speak the truth even when the truth does not want to be heard. A heart to correct and love, and a heart to be there to help walk it through. Being a mom goes well beyond the natural event of birth. The heart of the mom that God gives is a timeless, most precious gift. So I know that all women have the opportunity to give birth, but what God has placed in each and every one of you is His gift of love. And there are so many children out here who need to experience that love. So I would just like to encourage all of you that what He has given us, let it overflow into others. And let's bring up this next generation so that they will truly know the love of God and walk in their purpose and destiny, because you took the time to show them, to advise them, to care for them, to love them, to encourage them, and even correct them, even though it's hard. Amen. Thank you.
The love of us. So reach out to pour your love into student. All right. Our final mother is our newest mother, Miss Tranise.
Hello everybody, I'm Miss Tranise. I am a new mom of a now 19-month-old. And one of the things that I've learned thus far as a new mom is that you're not going to always get it right. There's so many different things that when you have a new child especially your first child, there's so many things that get sick, and it's like, oh, they got a fever, I don't know what this is for, and then you go to urgent care, you're like, it's okay, just give her some medicine, she's fine. She'll live, and you have, thank God, my mom is still here, and mother in love, and oldest mother in love, that's the support, and all these moms in Cornerstone that definitely give their life. But even with that, every child is different. So what one mom may do may not work for your child, and so being able to the saying of eat the meat and spit out the bones. So you take the advice, but you only apply what is relevant to your child, because we all are uniquely and wonderfully made by God. So, definitely having, grace on myself. That's definitely a big one that I've definitely learned. Is that because I'm not going to always get it right, knowing that, okay, yes, I'm a new mom, but every phase is going to be a new challenge. And being able to adapt and allow my daughter to flourish. And as she's grown, I'm growing too as a mom. And thank God we happen to be my husband, Mr. Dante, for his wonderful support. Being able to have a great partner in this is a great thing. You know, everyone doesn't have that, but however, everybody has somebody a part of the village. So depending on your village is definitely important. To not try to do it by yourself. And a lot of times I feel as a mom, we try to do everything by ourselves. And not realizing how much pressure that puts on you, not realizing how exhausted you can be, the sleepless nights you have, and a lot of times when we just speak up, there's moments where I just say, hey, I need a 2-hour nap, and we just open our mouth to say that, it's okay. It's okay to say I need sleep, it's okay to say I need help, it's okay to say that I don't have all the answers. Because number one, you're a human first, you're a person first before you're a mom. So it's okay to know that and be okay with that. I would encourage all of the new moms out here to make sure that you still take care of you. That's definitely a lesson I learned from myself is taking care of me and not losing myself within motherhood. Because a lot of times you're like, oh, okay, it's about my baby, but then it's like, wait, you don't have nothing left for you. And when you pour out so much, you have to make sure you're filled back up. So even if that means getting up a little bit earlier, you know, or staying a little later so you can get that time to pray, to make sure you read God's word, to make sure you spend time with Him, because in those times, that's when He gives you the strategy. That's when you need those answers, like, Lord, how can I help my child in this area? And He begins to download those things into you, like, okay, because I took that time for myself, now I'm able to pour into my child. So be encouraged today. Continue to pray. Pray for your children. You are, as a mother, you are the nurturer, you are the caretaker, you are the intercessor over your home. Make sure you take that time to pray over your home, because especially in the time that we're living in, we never know what our children are being exposed to. So we can make sure that we're not going to be able to be everywhere they are. So at least if you can talk to God and say, Lord, cover my child, I pray over my child every morning, or me and my husband pray over my child every morning, and make sure that you allow them to be done. Allow them to make the mistakes. If they fall, just pick them up. You know, you have to go through the same thing, so allow them to make the mistakes they made, and allow yourself to just be who you are.
The common thing that you heard is that God helps each mother to raise their children. The Lord has helped our mothers, our grandmothers to raise our parents and to raise us. So we can't do it without God. I mean, you can do it without God, but it's going to be better when you include the Lord in mothering and fathering your children. Okay, we're almost done. I just want to have a couple questions. So when do you find yourself sounding or acting the most like your mother? Or what phrase do you use it? Oh my goodness, I sound just like my mom. Anybody want to answer that?
I would say for me, it's not really what I say, it's more so the faces that I make. That I realize that I'm more like my mom than I thought. So that's with, you know, something that Tiana might do, and I'm just like, look at her, and I get that look. I'm like, oh man, my mom would do that. Or if I was like, you know, you kind of like, sit down, like, you know. Those little things that, you know, your mom used to do, we used to be like, I said I wasn't going to do it, but.
Yeah, I think I'm good with this training, so that one. I think it's faces. I don't say a whole lot, but my guys know when I get quiet. And they look at my face, they're like, let me look around and see what I didn't take care of, what I didn't do. So yeah, I think more so because that's how mom was. She just get really quiet and she go, And then that was that.
I think when my kids are leaving the house, I have something I say to them. Mr. Lee, can you help me with that one? When you're walking out, I always say, be careful. Be careful, be careful.
Be careful, be prayerful. What did that say? Be careful, be prayerful. Man, that's good advice. All right, one more question. What's something that you didn't appreciate about your mother growing up, but you do now?
So really quick, raised in church all my life. Mom's a deaconess too. Dad's the oldest deacon at our church now. And so, but you know, it's one thing when you attend church, but it's another thing when you begin to develop a relationship with the Lord. Two different things. There was a place in my mom's life, I don't know what event it was, you know, you're young, so they're not going to tell you so much of their business, but it was something that catapulted mom's relationship with the Lord. And I remember I was in college at the time, and all of a sudden our conversation started to change. Instead of us just talking about things, she was just ministering to me like, Lord, she was giving me the word. I'm like, where's my mom at? What's going on? Could not understand it to the point that I was getting frustrated with her. I really was, because I couldn't understand the shift. I couldn't understand why the conversation changed the way that it did, and I felt as though she didn't hear me or we just couldn't talk anymore. Until I was placed in a situation where I began my walk with the Lord. And then I started to hear those conversations, and I started to take hold of those things that she shared with me, and how, you know, she just encouraged me to look to the Lord for my answers, and to go deep in the Word to find out whatever it is that I needed, because He said His Word is good for everything, right? So I understood at that moment why she did what she did and why she said what she said.
I mentioned earlier how my mom was overprotective, and so now I understand. And I think it's all parents who understand. I had the opportunity when I was in high school to go to France. My mom would not let me go to France because she was, but again, I was an only child, it was just her and I, so she was always super overprotective. Now, if I could have kids, I probably would have left. But I understand now, because that was so far away, couldn't get her hands free, like if she needed to. So I understand parents being protective of their children. And there's one thing I want all of you to know, especially the middle schoolers, you are always going to be forbidden. I don't care how old you get, I know you don't like it, but you are always going to be forbidden, and she's always going to do everything in her power to protect you.
One thing I wanted to say about my mom is that she's definitely overprotective. I appreciate that. I still feel like a little weight can be let go. But however, I still appreciate her for that. But one thing my mom has always been supportive, and still to this day, she supports me like in everything that I've had, anything that my siblings have had. She's always been that person in the front seat that has been there to support me. And I definitely will want to take on that trait for my child, and anything that she wants to do to make sure that I'm supporting her. So I say to all those students in here, when your mom shows up, love on them for that. They made the sacrifice. All these moms over here, they made the sacrifice. They took all of their
our mothers, let's remember to include prayer in with raising our children's mothers. Amen. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I hope we're taking notes. So much good advice. You may be seated. We have 2 more things to do. So at this time, we have Miss Skylar Williams who's coming, and she's going to give us our announcements. Would you clap for us?
May 8th, virtual meeting dismissal. May 7th, special chapel. It's on Tuesday, not Wednesday. May 14th, spring showcase of the arts. May 15th, Daughter of Destiny and Warriors of Praise Etiquette Monthly. May 18th, school closed for teachers' professional development.
They pack our lunches, or we eat school lunch, with love tucked inside, and cheer around us with joy and with pride. They read us our stories and tuck us in at night, with kisses that whisper, sleep well tonight. They teach us to share and to try and to be kind, to dream big dreams and use our minds. And even when days feel heavy or long, they lift us back up and help us to stay strong. So here's to the moms over near and far, your love more than words could ever say are. On this special day, we just wanted to say thank you, Mom, for just being you. So as you know, we have the Mother's and Father's Day shop. We have the fathers with us because we're not here for Father's Day. But I always thought between the holiday shop and the Father's Day shop that we should teach our children to give and to think of others. That's the whole purpose of this. You have to teach people to give. Sometimes we naturally are are selfish, so we have to be taught to give. So today I would like the mothers to stand. that beautiful? Amazing, amazing. And we can't leave without doing just a little something that I feel Holy Spirit is asking me to do for those that your mother has transitioned. I just want to sing a little bit of this song. For the days and the night, we will be all around, just a breath. It's a new day, we'll find, and we'll be okay. She says, I am with you. I am with you. I am with you. My will stay with you. Right there in your heart. Let's celebrate those who are transitioning. Amen. Well, we hope that you have enjoyed this Moses chapel. Can you show me by your applause if you have enjoyed? You're going to run it as we sing it. So it says, I need you. You need me. We're all stand with me. It is His will. It is His will.